Southern Outdoorsmen 223 here. Got a gun today. It come in parts. We got it here today in parts. I don't know if you know what it is. I'm gonna have to try to figure out how to put it together. So let's see how this goes. This looks like this goes in here. This goes in here. Oh, that seemed to go in right. This looks like it goes here. I'll go in there. Alright, that seems to hold pretty good. Alright, seems like it's coming together. Now, for probably what'll be the hardest part. There. Seems like we can put it together. That might look a little more. That looks like an AK-47. I don't know if you've seen it, but if the c39v2 didn't give it away, yes, it is a Century Arms c39v2 AK-47. I know it looks a little different from your regular AK-47. One thing is because of the magpul furniture we have on here. One thing is the Zhukov stock on here. Great stock. What it does, this is one thing that led me to this gun. You have a little button here that releases the stock and it folds in like so. Yes, my 1-point sling is in the way here. It does function with the stock in. You know, I've shot it like this, haven't had any issues. You know, it will function. The charging handle does not catch the stock when it's folded in. Definitely a nice thing to have on a gun. But like I said, it is the Century Arms c39v2. Great gun. Haven't had any issues with it so far. Probably put a couple hundred rounds through there. You know, using magpul magazines. You know, I haven't tried any other magazines. I have heard some bad stuff about other magazines. But for the most part, magpul has functioned well. I haven't seen any issues with there. Have been shooting the Red Army steel case 7.62 by 39 ammo out of there. I haven't had any malfunctions. I know a couple of things on this gun that people have said they just absolutely love about it. One thing Century Arms has done and has changed up with their AK-47s, they used to put Tapco triggers in these guns. Now they have gone and made their own triggers to put inside these guns. And I don't know what to say about it other than it's a pretty good trigger right out the factory. You know, most guns you go by, you know, you've got some type of discrepancy about the trigger that you do not like. You know, it's one way or the other. Something you don't like about it. There's not too much bad to say about the triggers they have put inside these AK-47s. Runs good, shoots good. Another thing that might tie into it shooting so good is it does have a milled receiver. A lot of people, you know, they absolutely want a milled receiver. They have all these, you know, they believe in a milled receiver. This gun is a milled receiver, and when I say milled receiver, what I'm pretty much saying is that this receiver right here started out as a solid block of metal, and what they've done, they have pretty much carved it out to give you what you have here today as the AK-47. That's one thing that helps this gun. It's a little heavy. I do give it that. Of course, with the mill receiver, that is going to add a little weight to it. But I think that helps out with the recoil. You don't have such a bad recoil where you feel like you've been shooting 12-gauge slugs all day. I mean, you can shoot this gun all day long. It's a fun shooting gun. I put several hundred rounds through it. I've loved it. I haven't had any malfunctions. I will say though, I did have a brand of ammo that did go through it. It was a shorter style, 7.62 by 39. I want to say it was like the PPU brand or something like that. It was a soft point. They did not want to function in this rifle. Like I said, all I've been functioning out of this rifle is the Red Army Telamo, and I have some used some Federal ammo out of here. They have all run fine, but the PPU ammo seemed to run. It didn't want to really function. I might get a few rounds out before I had a jam, failure to feed. But other than that, all the other ammo, I have not had an issue with it. I am running the regular AK sights on this gun. Some people complain about how short of a sight distance you have between here. Some people I've heard joke around saying that some of their pistols have as much distance between the sights as this does. But like all your AK-47s, they're going to come with this same sight. You can adjust for adjust for elevation. Overall, not a bad gun. Like I said, they do have the Zhukov stock on here, which will fold. This also adjusts back here. If you want a longer, reach back out, or if you can put it in right here. They do have their QD swivel. I took this off my AR-15. Quick detach for a sling. QD swivel put in here. You can add attachments into here to make these also points for swivels as well to attach your, your sling. You can get the 1 point, 2 point, or whatever. Your forearm here, they do have it extended here. If you go buy a regular Century arms with the wooden stock, it's going to be about half the size of this forearm here. I know I've heard people complain about burning their hands on the barrels with the shorter forearms. This is definitely not an issue with this, how extended it is. Nothing to complain there. One thing I do like about it, if you're not pleased with the muzzle brake they have on the end of here, they make it real simple to interchange, what is going on here. Whether it's, you don't like what's going on, you just want to add a different one to it. You've got a button here, and you just twist it clockwise, and look at there. It just comes right off. I've had AR-15s, AR-10s. You've got to put in the vise just to get the muzzle brake off. What Century Arms has done here, it's very simple as far as getting the muzzle brake off and putting one on that you rather have. Like I said, you can even put a suppressor on here if you're into suppressing AK-47s. To be honest with you, I haven't seen too many suppressed AK-47s. AR-15s, that's a different story. But as far as the AK-47s go, I have not seen many suppressed AKs. So I mean, it's just a nice thing to have. Like I said, if you want to replace the muzzle brake, you ain't gonna have a vise and get two guys with a wrench or something like that on it just to break it loose or put a new one on. It's just as simple as that. So overall, good shooting gun. Like I said, we're running the magpul magazines with some Red Army ammo in here. Haven't had any issues. But enough said, enough talking about it. Let's go to the range and see if what we can do with it. Alright, we got out the shop out here on the range to put some rounds downfield. So one thing I do want to point out, I do have this outdoor connection single point sling. I like it. I've got a good draw if I need to go use the firearm. It's a good sling. I like it so far. Nothing really to say bad about it. But like I said, in the shop, enough talking. Let's do some shooting with it. It's a little rainy out today. That's why we got the canopy up, but it ain't gonna stop us. pretty good shooting there. One thing I do want to point out about this rifle, if you see right here, we are clear, mag's empty. They do have the extended magazine release here. You know, it's great for if you got to do, you know, say you get done shooting, you got to load another one up real quick. It's definitely got a extended one there, so it's an easy flip, load the next one in. That's a great thing they've done on this gun by extending that. Definitely helpful in a tactical situation where you need to load another magazine fast. So let me load another mag, and like I said, we're using the Red Army steel case, 7.62 by 39. You saw ran good through the gun. So let me put this mag in, put my ears back in, do some more shooting. Alright, I tell you, that just feels good shooting it with that mill receiver. You know, the kick you're having, it's not that bad. You know, like I said, you can shoot this gun all day long and not have a hurt shoulder the next morning. Just a good shooting gun. Didn't have no issues there, so I'm sticking with what I said about the PPU. That was the only ammo that I've had an issue with, and that was solely just the ammo, not the gun, that malfunction. So, and in the video when you saw me, I took the dust cover off a while ago. For some reason, their dust cover here is a little hard to get back on. You got to pull it back a little bit to put it back on. But you know, other than that, that's a couple just minor things about the gun. Everything else, they got it right. Can't complain about it. So I'm gonna hand this gun over to Seth, let him do some shooting. I'll get behind the camera and see what he can do with it.
Hey, I'm more of an AR person myself. Haven't really shot many AKs, so let's see how I like it. Alright. That shot really nice. I really like this. Might be becoming an AK person. Well, I'm gonna pass this back over to David. Let him shoot another round through it.
Alright, now we're gonna show you how the gun functions with the stock folded in. Like I was saying, you know, the Zhukov stock folds in, out, and you can shoot it like this. So now I'm just gonna kind of demonstrate a few rounds of shooting this gun like this. It is a little hard to get the charging handle with the stock in the way. You don't hit it, it's just hard to get your hand in there. But other than that, let's take a couple shots like this. Now you see, no issues. Work flawlessly like that. So pretty much that's all we've got to say about this gun. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please like, subscribe, and see what we bring out next.